New on Curiosity Stream.
I'm James Burke. I'm going to take you on a journey through time.
James Burke's visionary series returns, reimagined for our time.
Now, this is all uncharted territory.
The Washington Post hails Burke as one of the most intriguing minds in the Western world. The New York Times raves he careens from one great moment in history to another.
Where do we want to go from here?
Experience all new Connections.
So what's the next connection?
With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at CuriosityStream.com. New on Curiosity Stream. How do you connect a 16th century potato to limitless energy production? Could Napoleon's toothpick have a direct link to a machine that predicts the future? And how can a 1700s conch shell chart a course to humans connecting their brains to the internet? James Burke's visionary series Connections returns for a new generation. Experience all new Connections. With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at CuriosityStream.com.
It's the pop culture field manual.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Pop Culture Field Manual Podcast. It's good to be back with you folks. We are standing firmly at the intersection of weapons, action, the military, and, pop culture, if you want to call it that, yeah. Which I don't know why you wouldn't, but, we're back.
Yeah.
I'm Israel Wright.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. I'm Israel Wright, former Green Beret, and with me, as always, the incontrovertible.
Thank you, Israel. My name is Cameron Fath, folks, former Army Ranger, and we are glad to have you listening from the safety of your vehicles to this episode of the Pop Culture Field Manual Podcast. We are moving right along in Season 2. Things are good. No complaints.
Yeah.
And you know why they're good? It's because we have so many amazing, loyal listeners.
All of you guys rock. We love you.
All of you guys rock. And today, we're actually going to take some time to do a fan question episode. So we get a lot of emails sent to our email.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Which
That's
makes
how
sense.
The technology works.
Yeah. And we want to take some time to properly answer some of these. So some of these questions require longer answers.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't have the patience or the time
Well,
to type them back.
I feel like I owe an apology to all of you because I tried to take it upon myself to go into our email, go into our Instagram for the PCFM podcast, and try to answer questions. But like it's been weeks, maybe even months since I've gone in there and answered some stuff. So I'm glad we're doing this episode because
just knock it out.
Slacking a little bit.
Knock it out. Yeah, we get a lot of great questions. We get a lot of not so great questions. So these are the greats. But before we do this, folks, we just want to remind you that the email is there, right? If you want to get in contact, you can reach out to us through our email, pcfmpodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's pcfmpodcast@gmail.com. Or on our socials. We have an Instagram. We have Twitter.
Should we have a Snapchat, guys? Listen, I heard a rumor that Snapchat kind of never went away.
Yeah, it's just been sitting.
No, I'm like, I feel like we got to maybe start like a TikTok.
No.
And we can post. No, come on, man. TikTok's a thing, man.
I hate TikTok. Maybe I'll sell my soul. But also, more importantly,
we should only do those if you plan on posting a lot of videos every day.
Exactly.
If you don't do that, you're just not going to be relevant.
Hey,
yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Fair man.
No TikToks. But also, more importantly, we do have our YouTube page. Head on over there for. We hit 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Thank you, folks, on YouTube. Our YouTube page is killing it. If you want to get visual versions of the episodes, that's where you can find it. So.
Exactly. I got a new hairstyle that I'm really proud of.
So if you want to see guys, it's kind of hard to take my eyes off of Cameron's lovely locks, man. He really...
Yeah, my hair's growing in.
You cracked the formula, man. Good for you.
I found out. Yeah. I blow dry.
I
blow dry my hair. Secret's out. Blow dry.
Dude, blow dry. All right.
But yeah, reach out to us on that. Also, if you want to contribute to the channel, we have a Buy Me a Coffee, PCFM, buymeacoffee.com/PCFM podcast.
Yeah,
if you want to donate to help facilitate this awesome podcast and help it grow, all donations are appreciated.
Let's pay Amy.
Yeah. We get Amy paid and keep her happy. And also, finally, if you want to hang out with Israel, head on over to his Twitch channel, which is
Twitch.tv/myhappyself.
Yep, and if you guys want to support my streetwear brand, head on over to kitgodapparel.com or on our Instagram page, Kit God Apparel. Got new shirts coming out because I'm finally done with fucking school and I can actually do time.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks,
I don't know
man.
if we said it before. Congratulations. That was a lot of hard work. I know you said you struggled with school in the past, but you graduated cum laude,
Yeah,
which is like top 5%.
something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the top percentage. Whatever.
It's an honor thing.
For those that don't know what that means, it's basically the best ever.
I'm not great.
For those of you that do know, you know it goes Magna, Sigma, and then.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, it goes Summa Magna, and then just cum laude.
Yeah,
darn
isn't
it. I
Summa
forgot
like
that
the
Chris
top
is
of the line? Yeah, no, I'm bottom of the best. I'm the bottom of the best.
It's like being 10th in your class at Harvard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
guess
if
so.
you weren't top of the class, or you weren't the best, but like you were almost the best.
Yeah,
Which is really cool.
I'll
Unlike
fucking take
that Eric Roberts movie from the 80s, he's the worst of the best, not the best
Not
of the
the best
best.
of the
But
Yeah,
that's-
I'll
but
take
the
that,
worst of
man.
the best is still really good.
Yeah,
So,
it's still within the best
congratulations,
ballpark.
man.
Yeah.
I'm not smart. I'm just hardworking. Yep. But okay. Anyways, folks, let's answer your questions. And the first question we got here is coming from John
Good old
Goddard.
Jonathan Goddard. How you doing, John Goddard? I feel like we hear from John a lot.
We do, and that's awesome. We appreciate him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for keeping right in, man. We love you, bud.
Yeah.
But in a
and,
platonic way. You know how it is.
yeah,
It's like, bro-y, slapping
It's
on the
bro-y,
butt kind
yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
I know Israel has a crush on you. John wants to know, hey guys, in a combat or training situation, have you ever had to throw yourself over an edge, not knowing what was on the other side, and how do you prepare yourself? Also, if you can answer this one even with a yes or a no, have you ever gotten to use any technology or equipment not known to the general public? Keep up the hard work. So,
I'll answer the
there.
second question first. Yes.
Yes.
And that's it.
That's it. Yeah. No, there's a lot of things that obviously the public doesn't know about in the military. And if we told you, we would have to kill you. But moving on.
And I don't want to kill you, John. Listen.
Yeah.
It's you and me, all right? We're like
Exactly. You're
this.
one of the listeners. Yeah.
Ride or die.
Exactly. See, Israel does have a crush on you. But for the first one, throwing over a wall, yes. I mean, so one thing that comes to mind when I think of this is a landslide call.
Huh. Oh.
Do you remember this?
Is that when you were in a room and somebody throws like a grenade in the room or something?
Not necessarily. So if you walk in a room and say there is an IED, right, and it's so you have something called a Bosco call, and then you have a landslide call, and Bosco is if there is a explosive components. So like say you have munitions there, but they're not rigged to blow, so they're just like on the floor or something.
Yeah.
Or there's like gas canisters, like, but they're not rigged to blow. That's a Bosco, and you're like, you're okay. And you just mark it with a specific color chem light, and you just keep going. But a landslide is like there is explosive components, and they're rigged, and there's a tripwire. And like if that call is said, everybody's like running for the hills.
Yeah.
And like if you're on the second floor, like it might behoove you to jump out a window or something and just
it's
get
either
out.
that or to get blown to bits.
Yeah.
See your reflection on a snow-covered hill.
Yeah, literally. And I know a lot of stories. I've heard some stories about some of my buddies in Afghanistan where there's a lot of wadis, and like dudes just jumping into a wadi and just ended up falling like
It's like a riverbed or a brook or something like that.
and just jumping into one and falling down like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 feet.
Yeah.
So I guess like if you need to get somewhere, there's no way to really prepare yourself than to just full send.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hope you don't break something.
Yeah, the only situation that I can remember was the first time I think I did Nasty Nick, I think it was. There's like one of those things where you climb up the wall and you jump down the other side. On the other side, I think it was lower than the side that I climbed up.
Yeah.
And I just remember the realization halfway down that like I'm falling longer than I think I should.
Yeah.
And like trying to like adjust that in your body mid-flight in the fraction of a second that you have to comprehend it. And I just remember like it's one of those ones where you land and you feel it in your ankles and your knees.
Get
and
ready
you gotta
to
keep
roll.
going. And I was like, I kind of had to like hobble for a second, and then I shook it out, and I was running again.
Yeah.
Probably have long-term consequences, but
Probably.
who cares?
I don't know. That's fine. Yeah, just get ready to roll, dude. Assassin's Creed power move.
Yep.
Hardcore parkour.
Parkour.
But what else? Something else came to mind thinking about that.
I remember the.
What was it?
It's just the I'm seeing throw yourself.
Oh,
just
yeah.
my first night jump in Halo School.
Yeah, you're
was like
jumping
you
into the
throw
darkness.
yourself into blackness. It's an
Nothingness.
amazing feeling. Like there could be anything out there, but
Yeah.
you just full on hard charge jump out with your instructor or with a group.
See, that's so
It's
cool.
awesome, man.
See, you have no idea. Yeah, night jumps, I guess, would be the same, like static line jumps. Just you look into nothingness and it's just black all around and you're falling.
Yep.
I'm thinking when you're wearing nods for like the first time and you like take a step and there's nothing there and you just fall because your depth perception is way off.
You're like, what?
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because I mean, technically you don't know because you walk right into a hole and you like fall.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yep.
I had a dude in Ranger School at nighttime walking under nods so tired, literally fell off a mountain. Like,
What?
Yeah, he literally fell off the side of the mountain. Fell like 50, 60 feet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was okay.
Oh, he was okay?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, okay as in he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
Not that he was like, okay.
No, but yeah, he literally fell off the side of the mountain. It was crazy.
Christmas.
But yeah, I think we answered that one pretty good,
We
huh?
answered that question. We answered the heck out of that question.
Yeah, we did. All right, John, we hope you got your money's worth there.
Hey,
right?
we'll talk soon, John.
Talk soon. All right, yeah. You'll hear from Israel. All right, next one.
Next one is from Clint A. Do you gentlemen have any desire/plans to collaborate with any other veteran/firearms channels in the future? If so, who? Garantham is an easy choice. Garantham is an easy choice.
Yeah,
and
he's
I'll
doing
tell you,
very, very well.
this is a conversation that is an ongoing thing for our YouTube channel Shiftfire, which is kind of the newer one, just past 100,000 subs over there. Go check it out. But yes, it's an ongoing conversation. We have gotten in touch with. I know I have had conversations with Nico Ortiz. We're trying to get that rolling, and then you have spoken offline with the Savage Actual guys.
Yes.
It's really just one of the things that I think is unique about our situation with Shiftfire is that we have contracted with a company, right? Jelly Smack is the company. And so there are a lot of hoops you got to kind of jump through to make that stuff happen.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Positive and negative too with that.
Yeah. It's there are advantages and disadvantages when you contract with somebody else.
Yes.
So us with the company, we just have to go through those proper steps and channels that they have established in order to make that happen. But yes, it's absolutely something that we want to do. We even have a list.
Yeah, we have a
long
list.
of
We're trying to knock them out.
Every
right now.
YouTuber that we can think of, an influencer we can think of that has anything to do with military or firearms, we want to work with all of them. We just want to make it happen.
And yeah, true. Garantham is a very easy choice. I really like what he does.
The guy's a pro.
Yeah, that dude's a fucking professional.
And we have a bit of a
mutual
backdoor kind of mutual.
We have
acquaintance
we have a lot of mutual connections. It's only a matter of time, but would love to work with him. That would be great. Angry Cops. I'm actually not familiar with Angry Cops. Do you know Angry Cops?
I know Angry Cops. He's the drill sergeant.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure we have mutual connections with him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And we kind of already have in a certain sense. If you know Knockout Lights, he's big on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yes.
We went and did some content with him that'll be coming out.
Yeah,
soon
absolutely. Demolition Ranch. We get a lot of people say we should go for Demolition
Would love
Ranch.
to do Demolition Ranch.
Yeah,
They're
that'd be
out,
fun.
But where are they at? They're out in a different state.
I'm not sure. Yeah, they're in
we're
definitely a
stationed out of
different.
California, which kind of makes it, when it comes to production costs, it can be prohibitive if people live outside of the state. So maybe sometime in the future, but right now, as we're still growing, I don't know how viable that is. So
Yeah. Let me see here. But no, they just had Nick Irving on there.
a lot of these people are in states that are
They're
less
in Texas.
prohibitive when
Yeah.
it comes to firearms.
They are in Texas.
So
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, we would love to work with all of those channels plus many more. We got a lot of time to build this up and do this. Plus, we'd love to have people, not just on like Shiftfire and all that shit, but sitting right here and talk about movies and
I
crap.
thought, what, my dream is to get Jocko Willink on here. Either
Really?
us go, oh man, I would love that. Like either get him here or us go there.
Yeah.
To his, I would love us to get to a point in our careers where we're a big enough kind of pull where he would actually like consider that. Be like, who are these guys?
Like, sure, I'll talk with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to smoke a blunt with Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, man, dude.
That'd be cool.
If we're on Joe Rogan, we've arrived.
We have arrived.
Yeah.
We got to do something. Like, we got to get on the news.
Hey, come visit. He's here.
Oh,
where
you're
I
right. He's
live.
in Texas. We
Yeah,
go visit Chris.
he moved to Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, man.
Isn't it crazy thought? I just had I'm thinking about smoking a blunt with Joe Rogan, so I'm having like high thoughts right now. And it's like, isn't it crazy that we're like sitting here talking about a guy like we know him?
Yeah.
And never has no idea
He
who
has no idea who we are.
Yeah, and we're like, he just moved to
He
Austin,
talks
Texas.
to like
we know all the
world
details about
leaders
his
and,
life.
like thought leaders, philosophers, religious experts, and we're like,
Yeah.
we're two dudes in California with a podcast.
Yeah, we like to talk about movies and shit.
Yeah.
Like in PCFM.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah,
But,
that'd be cool. No, yeah, if we did that, we made it. That's for sure.
But hey, yeah, we're reaching for the stars, man, with this thing. With everything that we're doing, you said something at the end of the first season episode where you're like, you just want to go like straight. You just want to keep growing.
Yeah,
just take over. And I like that.
Yeah, as the kids say, full send.
Full send, baby.
Full send, baby.
Yep.
All right, well, Clint, we hope we answered that question for you. Good question. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
We're all in the Venn diagram. We all intersect. We all kind of run in the same circles. It's just a matter of time and effort.
Yeah, literally connecting the dots here. All right, so moving along. This question, and these questions that we've answered so far are coming from our Gmail. We have a couple questions from the Gmail.
Yeah.
We got a couple questions from our Instagram. So both are good avenues of communication. Next question comes to us from Justin. I think it's Lee, is L-E, or it could be Le. Justin Lee. Le Justin. And he would like to know, what is your nickname / call sign? And what was the dumb reason you got it, or the stupid thing you did to get it?
Oh, the stupid thing you did to get it.
I feel like we've talked about this. Was that on Shift Fire?
Oh, I think we've talked about it both here and on Shift Fire.
Yeah.
So
is it called You Hollywood?
Yeah.
They called me Hollywood. Anybody from California's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Military is extremely creative when it comes to
exactly.
nicknames.
Texas from Texas. Red has red hair. DC's from DC.
Yeah, big schlong. Got a big schlong.
Yep. I'm trying to think if my nickname in my family growing up has always been Izzy.
Yeah. I call you Izzy. Yeah.
Yeah. If you know me long enough, eventually you just don't have time to say a 3-syllable word anymore. So you go to Izzy. That's where you knock down to 2. But
2 syllables. Yeah.
2 syllables, man.
Yeah, make it easy.
But I'm trying to think if there were any other nicknames that I had in the military besides Hollywood. I think Hollywood's the one that stuck with me. I still have people that I knew in the military that still call me Hollywood, even though they know my real name.
Yeah, that's interesting. I lost my train.
That was an interesting string of sounds.
Yeah, sorry. No, it's because I had a couple nicknames. For some people used to call me Cam Daddy Fath. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm not a father.
Yep. Big Daddy C.
And then I'm trying to think of mine. I don't really have a nickname. It was just people call me Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go from 3 syllables to 1. See, I even chopped it even more.
And nobody got time.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it. All my buddies, even I just went to a wedding with a couple of my Ranger buddies, and they all say Cam.
Yep.
Hey, Cam.
And isn't a cam a little rubber piece?
Well, it depends. There's a camshaft. There's a cam.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Cam's right here.
Camshaft. It's what makes the pistons move.
Yeah.
In an
engine.
Okay.
Internal combustion engine.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I do make the pistons move.
Yeah.
On the dance
makes
floor.
the pistons move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking.
No.
Wait. Cam, did you have a nickname? Did you have a dance crew and have a nickname when you were dancing?
When I was really young, you know how all b-boys have to pick a name.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I thought it was the coolest idea. They called me Flea because I was really short, but I like to do a lot of tumble moves.
Okay.
So I do a lot of jumping around,
flying through the air.
Yeah, I would always open with something called a flea, and it was a one-handed front handspring. So so I would always open with that whenever I hit the dance floor, man.
And this was battles.
Yeah, this would be battle. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. So
what was? Can I do a little side thread? What was the proudest b-boy moment you ever had?
Oh my god, I don't know, dude.
The day he quit.
Yeah, the day I hung up my. The day I hung up my Supras. Yeah, I don't fucking know, man.
You think about it, man. If it comes back to you,
I'll think about it.
I just wanted that moment,
this is when I was, a young kid, so I had no pretty much idea of what success was or something. I got to do some cool things,
you ever just throw down a move on somebody, bam, just mic drop it.
Yeah, but that was that's just what you did, baby.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
you either got served or you did the serve, or you were a server or you got served.
Servee.
But it was pretty cool. I was supposed to be on So You Think You Can Dance with LMFAO. But then I was 15 at the time, and I needed a work permit. And my school wouldn't sign it, so I couldn't do that.
Dude.
But that could have been cool.
I worked on that show. Did you guys know that?
What?
I worked on So You Think You Can Dance.
Did you?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Did you get served?
No, I worked on it. I didn't dance on it.
WORK or WURK?
work?
Would you work?
WORK.
Okay.
I worked. I was a producer on it.
Very cool.
You worked So You Think You Could Dance. Amy, didn't you have somebody that you knew that worked on So You Think You Could Dance? Dancing with the Stars. That was
Dancing with the
Stars. Yeah, it was your role.
Yeah.
I also worked on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my
You also
god.
worked on Dancing
Whoa,
with the Stars?
Chris. Big Dick Chris.
So Amy knows both the person that worked on Dancing with the Stars and So You Think You Can Dance, and it's me.
Wow. Yeah, I'm
It's Chris.
important.
You're the
I'm
person
important.
that she knows.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
you know
yeah.
2 people who worked on So You Think You Could Dance.
That's awesome. That's all. What was the? Where was it? Yeah, no. I don't.
I asked you in a side thread, like a side
Oh
question. You
yeah,
ever have
Oh,
a
and then,
crowd
yeah. So
dancing moment,
I was
you know?
B-boy Flea, and then I changed it to B-boy Picasso, because I thought my dancing was fucking art, yo. Yeah, yeah. But no, that was dumb and silly and stupid, and now I'm just Cam.
Well, just to take that thread a little further and make it about me, I was a dance minor in school.
Yeah, I know.
Took
You-
dance choreography classes.
Contemporary.
Yeah, contemporary,
Jazz hands.
jazz, modern, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, like this. But
And what was your nickname in those classes? Was it Guy Who Can't Dance?
no, that was only when they wanted to, that was out in public. Actually, they called me that all the time. They said, "Get out of these classes," my proudest dance moment was we did a Halloween dance show, Miranda's Nightmare, and the second time I appeared in that show, I did a duet with my friend Lauren, and we just killed it. It was just a really good dance, beautiful dance. I was honored to have been picked. My favorite choreographer, teacher, Monty, choreographed it, and it was just super cool. That was like my best moment. So
Yeah.
anyway,
I remember I had a dance number that I don't know how we're talking about dancing now. This
Yeah.
fucking lost the thread.
I just want,
I
we're
did,
off on it.
I did something.
You guys have certainly lost the thread.
We've lost the thread. Final thought before
because
we
we're
move
supposed
on.
to be talking about nicknames.
Yeah, literally. No, I had a one routine where it was a freak show themed, and I had to dance on 5-foot stilts.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I figured I learned how to dance on 5-foot stilts.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah, it was really high. But okay,
All right.
moving on.
Let's do the next one. Justin.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Carlos.
Carlos Gutierrez.
Carlos. All right.
Carlos, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah. So Carlos says.
Don't be offended at my bad accent. Now I am French now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Carlos Gutierrez wants to know. I wanted to ask Cameron about his experience with imports, quote unquote, coming to the 75th, and whether that's a good path to take into the regiment, or if it's better to go into the army with the option 40.
So interesting question. So imports.
Yeah, what is
Imports are members of regiment that come from the big army. So
Okay.
they don't get, they don't do what I came in with an option 40. So as a private, I grew up in regiment.
Right.
So when imports come, it could be imports are treated like privates essentially, even like sometimes even if you have your tab, because you need to prove yourself. And the regiment does things very differently than the big army. So like there was, for example, we had an E6, a tabbed E6 come from the 82nd Airborne, and he had the expectations that he was going to come over and take a squad, because he was, a staff sergeant. And he actually ended up being a litter bearer as an E6. Yeah, so yeah, and he had to literally work his way up, do 2 training cycles until they
So that was
trusted
on
him.
purpose.
Yeah. So it was just you start at the bottom. It's
Okay.
you don't get to, cook a Crisco until you know how to start a fire.
Right.
So, so imports are, they have a hard time in regiment because obviously they have to relearn pretty much everything that they were taught. And plus they're not exposed to the culture. And yeah, the culture of the 75th is much different than regular infantry. And I can't really, people are going to sound crazy because they're we're all infantrymen, but you'll see there's differences.
Yeah, Rangers are a cut apart. They're cut from different cloth.
Yeah, it's a little bit different over there. So yeah, imports, they have a hard time because they have a lot to prove when they show up, even if you have a Ranger tab. I mean, it's a good option just because, it all depends. And a lot of imports come to the 75th because they want more. I think it's better to... I don't know. There's pros and cons. My personal opinion is it's better to go straight to regiment with an option 40. Because getting the Ranger school can be a complicated thing, or going to a school in general from the big army can be a complicated thing. It's pretty much guaranteed if you are in regiment because it's a requirement to stay. Plus you're exposed to the culture from a young age. So as you're growing as a soldier in Ranger regiment, you're being fully immersed in regiment. So it's not like a lot of imports too come with chips on their shoulders because they think they've been in the army and it's just like a new unit they're showing up, and then it's sometimes some of them have an attitude sometimes or think they're fucking hot shit, and then they just get crushed.
Wow.
But yeah, so I hope that gave a little bit of perspective, Carlos. If
That's
you're
a
thinking,
good one, man. That's a
yeah,
good
I think so. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with going either. I mean, if you unfortunately can't get an option 40, you might be forced to have to be an import first. But hey, man, it's all the same thing at the end of the day.
I feel like if you have a strong desire to carve a path through the Army and do what you want, almost anything can be achievable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I
there's
mean,
no
'cause-
reason. I mean,
yeah.
I've known one of my best friends here. He was an import from the 82nd.
Yeah.
And he was my squad leader, and like he's awesome.
Yeah.
But and then there's some guys that I've worked. Angel Cortez, he was an import engineer. There's a couple other guys. I had a friend come from the Navy. I had a buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of background. There was a guy in regiment. Some prior service Marines there. I went to RASP with an FO who was shit hot. It's just a culture change. I think that's the biggest challenge. But hopefully that answers your question, Carlos. Let's move on to the next question. And this one comes from Brazen Emperor.
Brazen Emperor.
Brazen.
Lead
Brazen.
Rules with a
Brazen.
brazen hand.
Okay. What's a brazen mean?
Brazen means like arrogant.
Arrogant? Oh, interesting. Brazen Emperor wants to know. I've just recently joined the National Guard as a 12 Bravo and was curious what the active duty troops viewed the National Guard. Also, did Cameron's view change after joining the Guard? Side question, as a small town cop, what is your opinion on police? No opinion is going to hurt my feelings, just so you know. Very, very, very elaborate question, my friend.
Yeah. What's 12
Very personal.
Bravo? Does that come to mind?
I believe 12 Bravo is a combat engineer.
Combat engineers.
Okay.
Yep.
So, very interesting. Yeah, very interesting combat engineers. Okay, so I will tell you, from active duty, the National Guard is laughed at. Yeah. But then I actually, just from my experience, I joined the National Guard because I wanted to, I did some fun stuff as active, but I wanted to maintain my benefits. I wanted to maintain my rank and all that.
Okay.
And I didn't really know what I wanted to do on the outside, which was, that's part of, if I had to, redo it over again, like get out again, I would have planned accordingly and like not just gotten out without, I would say plan about a year out. If you're serious about getting out, like don't be that guy that just gets out and does fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go through a dark time.
You're gonna let all that stuff's gonna just waste away.
Yeah, literally have a plan. So I joined the Guard. And it was honestly my first expectations. I was like, what am I like? This is going to be stupid. But then, I called them and they're like, yeah, you're going to a sniper section. You're going to recon. I was slotted to go to HAC and snipers, which I was like, oh, this is cool. They're going to send me to sniper school and whatnot. Schools in the National Guard are actually very hard to get. I've been in the National Guard for almost 4 years now, and we've sent.
Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Actually, we haven't sent anybody to sniper school in the 4 years I've been there.
Even though you're part of a sniper platoon.
In the sniper platoon. That's how hard it is to get.
Wow.
Yeah. Even though we're in like M-Toed sniper, like we need Bravo 4 qualified dudes, which is the sniper billet. We have a couple of them, but they all went during active duty time or back like 20 years ago.
Oh, man.
And we had a guy in sniper school that unfortunately didn't pass. But he was supposed to get sent back. And that's when I showed up. He was there. And then he came back the next month because he didn't pass. And then he never went again. So to get schools is very hard. But my opinion definitely did change about the National Guard because I have learned... I would argue I've learned more in the National Guard than I have in Ranger Regiment.
Really?
Yeah. In Ranger Regiment, I learned how to do the basics at a very high level.
Okay.
In National Guard, I've learned how to do... I've learned how to do field craft. I've learned how to get creative. I've learned how to do more with absolutely less.
So
like,
you probably... Would you say... Maybe it's equivalent, but did you say you became a better leader in the National Guard?
No, I don't think I became a better leader in the National Guard because otherwise if I could build on blocks of regiment in the Guard, everybody in the National Guard would be outstanding leaders. So, and that is absolutely not the case. I think as soldier development, I think if you have a desire to be really good and you're hungry for knowledge, and the biggest culture shock was when I showed up and I was like, why aren't these fucking dudes PTing? Why don't these guys take it seriously? Why are they sitting in a circle for the entire drill, just like literally on their phones showing each other TikToks? And then I realized the Guard is only as good as its NCOs,
right?
And their NCOs literally do fucking jack shit. So my section, I did not allow that to happen.
Yeah.
I refused to let my guys just sit there and not be good at their job. So that was a big thing, but like, there's actually a lot of benefits that people don't know about the National Guard, like the active duty positions that are available. They pay very well. As like an E4, you can make like $70K a year
in the National Guard. When you go active,
so you're still National Guard, but you are on active duty orders.
Okay.
So it's like there's Counter Drug Task Force, which they support like local LEOs for drug operations and run reconnaissance. Like they basically just watch gangbangers who are like,
nice,
basically selling drugs and shit. And they
I just imagine a dude in multicams on the streets of LA, just across the street.
Well, they
like
dress.
watching
You
guys.
dress. Smoking a cigarette bag.
Hey,
I got you.
Keep going, man.
Yeah, keep going.
Pretend I'm not here.
Yeah, but no, they wear like civilian clothes, and my platoon sergeant and a lot of the dudes in my section on Counter Drug Task Force, and it's a cool opportunity for dudes that don't know if they want to go in law enforcement, but they work really closely with, and you're still in National Guard, and like you get a steady paycheck, and it's like a 9-to-5 job. There's also special forces in the National Guard that people don't know about. There's 19th and 20th group, and honestly, it's the best kept secret in the fucking world, because you go through the Q course, you do the exact same training they do, you get the access to the same schools, you can piggyback off active duty deployment rotations as Guard, or you could just do your mutas as the National Guard and then do your civilian job and go home to your wife every night and fucking whatnot. So it's like, it's literally the best kept secret in the military. So there's special forces in the National Guard. There's warrant officers programs, there's officer programs, there's schoolhouse position. So the active, or you can just do what I do and just they say the only thing is, I don't say the only thing because there's a couple really bad things, but they're treated just like the regular military. You can get activated at any time, like the LA riots.
They could just send you to Poland if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could just send me to Poland if they wanted to. I got told, voluntold. Luckily, I got COVID and I had to miss SRB.
Yeah, boy, very well timed.
Very well timed. It was awesome. But I like the National Guard. It doesn't matter where you are. It really comes down to how hungry you are to learn. And that goes for active, because I've met pieces of shit in the Guard and I've met pieces of shit in active. And, I've met
find them anywhere.
Oh, yeah. And I've met absolute studs in the Guard and I've met absolute studs in, the Army. So I hope that provides a little bit of insight. As far as cops, I think you guys have the hardest job in the world.
Amen.
Unfortunately, we live in times that you're under a very, very scrutinized magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And just like in the military, people only care about the pieces of shit. They don't care about all the good that they do.
Just projected onto everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So unfortunately, if one person fucks up, they paint a picture for everyone else.
Yeah.
So that's sad. And you guys have the literally hardest job in the world. So stay safe out there, and keep doing it, man.
Yeah, much respect for our law enforcement community, first responders, all that stuff. The inherent morality of the institution is good.
Yes.
I know there's some bad actors, but I am a firm believer that the foundation is good.
Absolutely,
Believe me, I've heard all the historical arguments and stuff like that. They don't carry water if you look into them. The cops are good people. The institution is good.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm going to hang my hat. So
yeah, that's good. All right. Okay. Well, let's move on to our questions from our Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Go for it, Izzy.
All right. This one comes from Poultry Lover. If y'all and Chris had to make a game, what would it be about, and would it be awesome? First of all,
video
it would
game.
be awesome. Oh, video game.
Is that what it's referring to?
It just says if you had to make a game. Look, we can say video game.
I assumed video game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, can we?
But what I don't know from this question is, are they asking us individually what game we would make, or if we all three had to put our heads together, what game we would make?
I see the y'all. So I'm assuming as a group, like if we collaborated, what kind of game would we make?
Yeah, so it would have to be like a sci-fi fantasy shooter.
It would have to be sci-fi and fantasy, some element of that.
I mean, Chris, what do you like? What kind of games do you like? Because I know if it doesn't have a werewolf, alien, or vampire,
no,
Izzy's not
zombie,
playing. Zombie,
ninja, robot.
ninja, yeah, it needs to be fantasy, which I'm okay with.
I mean, I love first-person shooters, but I also like all the Naughty Dog stuff, like Uncharted and The Last of Us is really good.
Yeah.
What about like a first-person VR fantasy? Yeah, I think
like porn.
Porn? No.
What? No.
VR fantasy.
Oh, sorry, I heard first-person fantasy.
Nah, yeah, no, not yours, prick. No, like a fan, like you can like cast spells and it's in first person, and like you do swords.
Like something like maybe like Dishonored or something like that.
What about a post-apocalyptic fantasy world that has magic and dragons and shit?
Yeah, like Oblivion.
Honestly,
like Skyrim.
I'm on board for that. But what I would love, like when No Man's Sky came out,
Yeah.
I loved. I thought it was going to be like my dream game because I thought it was just going to be the sprawling open sandbox of a world that went on endlessly.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't like, as far as like the content of it. Yeah, let's do fantasy. Let's do dragons. Let's do Skyrim, but there isn't an edge of the world. You can just keep exploring indefinitely.
Yeah,
you know?
I dig it.
That's cool.
And you know that they've since expanded No Man's Sky to where it's
What's No Man's Sky?
It's a first person, or it's first or third person open world exploration game. But the big thing is you can go. There's more worlds to explore. You can explore different worlds. Like you're on this planet. You can do whatever you want. It's base building. It's survival. It's all that kind of stuff. And then eventually you build a ship, and then you can go to another planet. You go to anywhere you want. You can meet other people.
And you discover things, and if you're the first person at a planet, you name it, and then any other person that finds that planet, it's got your name on it, and you get to name the animals you find and all sorts of stuff.
How many people are playing this game?
Well, thousands now. Like when it first came out, the problem was that people they went through all the content really quickly. It was kind of
I was gonna say, like, if I picked up this game now, everything would be taken.
Yeah, no. I think they've done a better job of supporting it and expanding it, and so I think it's a lot more satisfying experience, especially if you got into it now and you never played it before. It just seems like there's so much now.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, definitely like fantasy, like realm and stuff like that. I'm totally down for that. The thing is, I would want us to be in it.
Yeah.
Like we would, each of us would have our own character that would be like this, very much like a godlike character that you could have to you have to go search for.
Like what's that Steven Spielberg movie about the guys?
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, and he's like the wizard.
Yes,
the designer's like the wizard in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We would be the.
I would be like a
Haddonfield?
Grom Hellscream or Garrosh Hellscream, just a war chief.
I would be this like wise elf sage in like some forest fantasy realm somewhere that you have to come and I give you sage advice.
Yeah, I would always be in an arena just like with like meat and a giant axe in my hand. And just like okay. Well, good. Glad we're on the same page with that video game.
Yeah,
So poultry lover, chicken lover, cock lover.
Whoa. Maybe
chicken lover.
Chicken lover.
Right.
Chicken lover. Okay. This next question is from Einar_Burt.
Einar go Burr.
Yeah. Einar Burt. And they want to know, what did you guys do to get into shape when waiting to officially go off to boot camp?
Oh, old school question. I like
Just tell them nothing.
Abs-
Tell them nothing.
To be honest, I didn't do anything. It's gonna sound like a piece of shit move, but yeah, I didn't do much. I danced in high school, so that was like my cardio was okay.
baseline.
But did I ever like go on runs or like see my mile time or see how far I could run? I did it maybe like once or twice, and I would just run down the street and run back, and I thought that was good enough. But like I never timed myself. Like I went to like the group workouts with the Future Soldier program a couple times, like not more than 10. But I was enlisted or signed on the dotted line a year before I actually shipped out. So I enlisted at like 16, 17. I didn't do much. I just was dancing, which I guess was like good enough. And then when I was in basic training, I just took the PT super fucking seriously. And like actually, instead of just like waiting for PT to be done, it's just something that you have to do. I was like, okay, you gotta work.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anything about regiment. I didn't know the standards. I didn't know, what I was gonna be doing. So I was just like, I'm gonna take the time and just fucking get jacked during this. My goal was to max the PT test by the end of basic. And, if you can do that, you're pretty set.
Yeah. For me, it was actually, I've told the story before. It was 2 weeks from the time I walked into the recruiter's office to the time I left for basic training.
Yeah, you didn't really have time.
I wasn't thinking about it the day before I walked into that office, and then I left 2 weeks later. So I didn't have a lot of time. I would say that I had a pretty good baseline because
Were you CrossFitting before the military?
I didn't do CrossFit until I got into the Army. That's what started me on that path, because I did it in, remember the Echo course. We were doing our training PT in the morning. That was CrossFit stuff. They kind of introduced us to it. So when I first was getting ready in February of 2005, I had like a good baseline, kind of like you.
Yeah, because you got into the Circus Academy.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, but that was this was 2005, and so I was doing like bis and tries, muscle groups and cardio.
Yeah.
I'd go for runs. I fancy myself a runner, but even in the beginning of basic training, like my first basic training PT test, it was like 18 and a half minute 2 mile.
Wow.
It was like 45 push-ups and 35 sit-ups.
Wow.
And then like you, I just had always been an athlete, so I had a good mindset. So I really tried to compete and push myself in every physical activity that I tried that they put us up against. So by the time I was done with basic training, I did an 11 and a half 2 mile.
Wow.
I did 85 push-ups, or I did 85 sit-ups and 114 push-ups.
Wow.
Yeah, because all we did was eat and train.
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
And I gained 10 pounds of muscle. I think I weighed 175 going in by the end of basic training, and OSIT by the end of basic and advanced, I 185.
Yeah, I went in the Army at 135, and I came out of basic 165.
Oh, dude!
Yeah, I put on some fucking weight.
Your body, I feel like if you're...
Chocolate milk and Thousand Islands dressing. That's literally the secret. If you want to put on muscle, just eat that.
And train all the time. Your body, sometimes people's bodies are just waiting for an excuse to get in shape.
Yeah. It's literally just fucking take it seriously. I got a lot of questions. I get a lot of this type of question on like my Instagram page. Yeah. And, there's so much resources nowadays that that facilitate. There's like no excuses why.
And let me say this. I get this question a lot too. There's a lot of questions like, do you have any advice? I'm thinking about signing up and stuff like that. Like, be a self-starter. Like the information is out there. And if you're looking for someone to say yes, I'm saying yes right now. You want to do it, go do it right now. If you're listening to this and you're thinking about sending me a message on Instagram, don't do that. I'm saying yes. I'm saying go for it. Because if you're like a lot of the people that have messaged me, you're in high school, you don't know what you want to do. You want something more from life. You want an adventure. You want to help people. You want to serve people. These are all the excuses that I hear. Those are all valid excuses. Go join the military. Pick a branch. They're all pretty good. They all have advantages and disadvantages and
Except
stuff
for the
like
Marine
that.
Corps, don't go there.
Yeah, maybe not the Marine Corps.
Not the Marine Corps.
I mean, if you are a rock and you want to be brainwashed into like believing that you can do and kill anything, Marines are probably good.
Yeah,
because Marines. Think about Marines. They believe.
They believe they are
believers.
The best.
They're like the like the Warhammer 40K. They're like the Ultramarines, man. Like they believe they can. They
do
can
a really
take
good
that
job.
hill, But anyway, I'm just telling you right now, you can do it. Yes,
Stop
go
looking
for
for
it.
excuses. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is our final question. And, interesting. You're going to like this one. This comes to us from Mr. Pilot to you, and they would like to know, would you rather be a Jaeger from Pacific Rim or a Marine from Aliens? That is an easy question.
Man, well, I mean, Aliens is my favorite movie of all time. I don't know if you know this about me, but the Marines, the situation that the Marines get into, like somehow knowing that kind of stuff, like I'm sure they're pretty good at what they do, but like they got taken apart, man.
Yeah, they got brutal.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if the situation would be much better because by the end of the movie in the Jaeger, the Jaegers in the Pacific Rim, most of them are gone except for like one.
Yeah.
I
just, I'd rather be a Marine just because I wouldn't have to like, could you imagine me and you just together all the time?
Just
because we need to pilot. It's not like
that's
literally
alive
what we
right
do.
now.
We are Jaeger pilots. Yeah.
We're drifting.
Yeah, but it's like we gotta like be connected.
Yeah.
And shit. And I'm just like, I'm gonna take the thing to the store, and it's just like I have to go with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
I mean, the thing is like being that kind of specialized unit. That's like being in like a Delta Force or a Special Forces unit because it's like that's all you're about. I love that kind of focused lifestyle, you know, and the at least the Marines, the colonial Marines, because there's like company Marines, there's different kinds of Marines in the alien universe, but the colonial Marines, you know, they seem like normal Marines, like they're hardcore, they're hard chargers, they think they can do anything, you know, and they're just rocks, you know, and then they all they get taken apart, you know, but I think the idea of being a Jaeger pilot, the fantasy of being a Jaeger pilot appeals to me more. You know, so.
Okay, man. Well, I guess I got to be your co-pilot because you can't do without me.
We can only have one answer, you know. I got to drift with somebody, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Literally. Just don't like what are you thinking
Chris,
right now?
You know? Oh, don't think about that. What are you doing? Our Jaeger like falls over.
Yeah, Jaeger falls apart. All right. Well, that looks like that's all the questions we have for this episode.
Yep. Thanks for your questions, everybody. Good questions.
Good questions.
Appreciate.
These
Cameron,
are easy.
If something you've noticed about Cameron and I is that we like to talk. So the more questions you ask, the more we're going to keep talking.
Absolutely, and we don't get tired of it. But is there Magic Voice Chris? Is there a game for this one?
There is, and it's Izzy's
game.
game.
It's Izzy's game. Okay.
Hey, look at me. I'm the game master now.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to play. Hopefully, I don't.
He's made that
Star
same
Wars.
Captain Phillips joke
I'm
like
keep
half a dozen
that
times.
thing into the ground.
Until the next one comes.
Oh, do it. do it. I love it.
All right. So I got the game now. It's a special game.
Okay.
It's special because it's all about special weapons.
Special weapons.
Yes, that's right. This is my special patented special weapon special quiz special.
Perfect.
A special quiz.
Very special. I feel special.
I will tell you, Cameron, I will tell you the name of someone, and you tell me what their special or favorite weapon is.
Okay. And when you say special, like, do they have a special ability or something, or just they have like a niche?
No, it's going to be specifically a weapon, not like a power or anything like that.
Okay.
Like this first one, just a warm up one, Wolverine.
Wolverine, he's got adamantium bones, and they come through his hands in the form of blades.
There you go. He's got the claws.
His claws. He's got claws.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like you could say his special ability is like, mutant healing, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Special weapons. So
Super
good, man.
Cool.
You got it. You got the gist of this.
Yeah, I got it.
Let's jump right in.
Let's
All
go.
right. First one. And think big time because he's got a bunch of them. But Doom Guy from Doom.
Doom Guy, chainsaw. He's got a big ass chainsaw.
Go bigger.
What do you mean go bigger?
Come on. What's his ultimate?
His ultimate? I've never played the Doom games.
Oh, really? At all?
No. BFG. The BFG, is it 9,000?
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. I kind of led you into that one, but
Big
I wanted you to get it.
Fucking gun. Yeah,
Yep,
9,000.
the big flipping gun, the big friendly giant, 9,000.
Thanks, Game
There you go. Yeah. Thanks, Total Recoil.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, he's got a whip.
You are correct. I could
Correct?
into that one. Yes, his bullwhip. Yep.
Yeah, what about birds?
Birds. That's his dad.
That's his dad's weapon. Yeah.
And my hobby shall be the mice of the field and the birds of the air.
He also has a pistol, doesn't he?
Yes, you get a half a point if you say that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's way stronger than a whip, I'll be honest.
Yeah. That famous Raiders of the Lost Ark where the guy's got the sword.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah.
Such an iconic moment.
That is good.
Right on, man. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Next one. Dr. Peter Venkman.
Dr. Peter Venkman. No idea who this is.
What?
Yeah.
You know who this is. Can I tell?
Izzy, you can tell him the property.
Okay.
I put it on there so that to give him context.
Okay, cool. Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Who are you going to call?
Yeah,
What do
I
they-
know Ghostbusters.
What do they use?
Is just what are those cannon things, or what is the ray guns? The man, it's
Describe it. Use it in a sentence.
packs.
I'll give you a hint, Cam. It's part of an atom.
Part of an atom. Oh, God! Why am I particle beam, particle ray, particle pack, particle?
You're so close.
Pass me that fucking particle ray, particle beam, particle laser shooter, particle blaster, particle gun.
You said pack. Stick
Pack.
with pack. What kind of pack?
You just give it to him.
Pack?
He's so close. Just give it
It's
to
not
him.
a nucleus, or it's not a neutron pack. It's not an electron pack.
It's a ion pack. Just kidding.
I just love it because my clue was not helpful because he doesn't know what the parts of an atom
Yeah,
are.
dude, I fucking cheated my dick off in biology. You kidding me?
It's a proton.
Proton pack.
There you go. The protein pack.
Protons. Why don't you just say what's
You were
the
so close. You said particle
Yeah,
pack.
particle. Yeah, it's a particle beam accelerator or something like a nuclear accelerator.
Wait, why couldn't you just say like what's you got electrons, neutrons, and then you got
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, all right.
Because I didn't want to spoon feed you.
God damn it, man.
You're batting 1,000, man. Let's move on.
Okay.
All right. Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy.
Cloud Strife.
Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fountain.
Final Fountainess.
Fountain.
So-
Final Fantasy. Cloud Strife. What does he have? Like a giant sword or something?
Correct. It's the Buster Sword.
The Buster Sword.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. There you go, man. I'll
Okay.
give it to you. Yeah.
All right. I'll take it.
All right. Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit.
Bilbo Baggins. He has Sting.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sting, little sword.
Yes.
Glows. When it glows,
When
you
it
must
glows.
be extra careful,
Yeah.
Frodo.
Walks. Yeah.
What else did he have for extra points?
The ring.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Ring of Power.
And he
The
got
One Ring.
big old feet.
Yep. Big old feet to get him from A to B.
Yes.
Next one. Ash from Evil Dead.
Ash from Evil Dead. He had chainsaw hand
There you
with
go.
a sawed-off shotgun.
That is the exact chainsaw hand. That's a
Chainsaw
special
hand.
weapon. Yeah.
Chainsaw hand.
This is my boomstick as well.
This
yeah.
is my boomstick. Yes.
Link from The Legend of Zelda.
I don't know the name of the sword.
Okay.
Sword and shield. I don't remember the name. He also has obviously bow and arrow and a chain gun, like the little fucking.
Chain gun.
You never seen that in Super Smash Bros. Melee? He has like a chain launcher.
No.
We're not. No, that doesn't count. That's not
You
canon.
got it with sword, but can you think of anything?
He has the Ocarina of Time.
He does have the Ocarina of Time.
What's the sword called?
You gonna give it a guess?
The Elven Sword.
The Elven Sword. From
The
Elden
Master
Ring?
Blade. Master Blade, Trinity Blade.
You
The
better give it to him. Maybe.
No, he gets that.
Master Blade.
Well, it's the Master Sword. Yeah.
Master
You
Sword.
said sword. I mean, I just wondered if you
Sword.
knew what the name
The
of the
Master
sword was.
Sword.
Yeah.
It's the master of all swords.
Yep. All right, next one. You got 2 left.
2 left.
You're doing great.
Thanks, man. You guys are giving me such easy ones. Such
He's gotten
mainstream-
every single
Yeah,
one
every
of
single
them.
one.
Yeah, well, you're giving me mainstream things. I feel like you guys are like, think I'm special. And you're like, there you go, Cam. You can do it.
Feed you.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if you get this one. Kratos from God of War.
Kratos. Well, he's got a couple different weapons. I would say these hands, because he fucking beats the crap out of people too.
Beat some dudes, yeah.
But doesn't he have, whose weapons does he have? This.
But what are his main ones?
They're the 2 the matching swords, aren't they?
Yep. What do they call? They have a certain name.
Yeah, they. It's a certain god's, right? The name of a god's sword.
No,
Or-
the name of the god is not in it.
Yeah, I don't remember what they're called. Yeah, he's got a lot.
Take a shot.
Take a shot. I love taking shots.
Everybody, shot.
The angry god sabers.
Sabers is actually pretty good. I didn't know. I thought you were just going to say swords, but it's the Blades of Chaos.
Blades of Chaos.
The chain ones. You know,
Yes,
you whip them
yes,
out,
yes,
so.
yes. The Blades
I'm-
of Chaos.
I'm not going to give you.
Don't give me that
Because
one.
you need to learn to deal with
No,
this.
he doesn't get
Not
that.
at all. Don't
All right.
reward bad behavior.
Last one. Yeah, I want you to learn and grow. Learn to live with adversity. Last one. Hellboy.
Hellboy.
What is the name of his?
His fist?
No, his gun.
Oh.
It has a name.
It
I
has
actually
a-
did not know this one. So
He says it in the movie.
Isn't it? Doesn't he? Isn't a female's name, right?
No.
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 This is my boom. No.
that's Ash.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of this. Man, because that's a big ass revolver.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With a lot of special bullets.
A lot of special.
bullets. You got
bullets.
special rounds that you can load into it.
Yeah.
It's. I'll give you a hint. It's has a Bible story connotation.
It's like a fable
Yeah.
also.
What is it like? Abel's,
Abel's Gables.
yeah, Abel's Gables, Cain's Blaines.
It's one of Jesus's parables.
I don't know what that word means.
Parables, one of his stories. One of the stories that Jesus tells with a moral aspect to it. It's morality too.
Dude.
Israel, this is like the Adams thing again. He's not gonna. This isn't helping
Okay,
him.
all right.
Wait, what is it? Give it to me.
It's called the Good Samaritan.
The Good Samaritan. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I had no idea. What part does he say? He's like, this is the Good Samaritan.
Jesus tells him.
It's in the first film. He says something like, "This looks like a job for the Good Samaritan," and then he pulls out the big gun.
Oh, really? Is that when he's like in the back of the van?
In the garbage truck.
Yeah. Oh, okay, well, that's good. Yeah, I had no idea.
Well, you did really well, man. You only missed 2 of them, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll give it to myself. That's okay.
Learned a valuable lesson today about Blades of
just
Chaos.
went over mainstream pop culture icons.
Yeah, weapons.
And just weapons of theirs. Cool.
But that's it, man.
Nice, man. Yeah, that was fun. I like being the receiver.
Yeah, I like being the giver
That
because the
sounded
pressure's
weird.
off, and I feel like I have all the power in my hands now.
Yeah, and you're like, ooh, I hope they get this wrong.
Yeah, then I'll feel good about myself.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we hope you felt good about yourself if you had your question answered. Really, really cool questions coming from you guys. We love to hear it. If you got them, send them to pcfmpodcast@gmail.com or go to the Instagram page, PCFM Podcast. We look at those ones as well, and we look forward to answering some more.
We'll see you next week, folks. Cue music.